Right then, to the great outdoors. I'm still eerie because I've already done that bit, and I'm gonna film the conclusion now. Seamless, isn't it?
What did I say?
During the meanwhilest.
During the meanwhilest. No, I don't like that at all.
Oh, well, hello. It's us three again. The dog, the pigeon, and me. Here with an actual video about actual photography and containing, you're not going to believe this, actual photographs. Actually. You couldn't make it up, could you? But we haven't. It's all true. Full of photos, this video. And we get outdoors too, so stay tuned for that. Now, one of my most favourite photographers is a chap called Simon Booth. He takes the sort of images I enjoy taking and looking at, So along with the odd sea and landscape vista type shot, his main output is the more intimate landscape, just like these on screen that I made last year and the year before, and some this year, I think. Anyway, never mind. Simon also has a YouTube channel, and I'll post a link to it either above or in the description below. And if you enjoy my output, you've probably seen at least one of his videos, and if you haven't, then check his channel out. You won't be disappointed. Each video is it's a masterclass in composition, really is. Just last month, he posted a video challenging his viewers, including me, obviously, to a challenge, of course. He challenged us to get out, plonk our camera bags down, and then make images. Now, he usually goes for 3, like a triptych in his videos, with your camera bag remaining in a direct line of sight for all 3. Now, of course, this means getting out in nature. I can't imagine putting a camera bag down in a town or city centre, especially where I live, and expecting it to be either, stolen or blown up in a controlled explosion, to be honest. Anyway, being of limited mobility, this sort of challenge really it's right up my street. So, Simon, I duly accept your challenge, and here is a bit of film documenting my exploits. And when I get back, we have a good old look at the images I managed to get on location, shall we? Oh, well, we have popped out to attempt the Simon Booth camera bag challenge. I haven't got my camera bag, I got my frame with me. So I'll put my walk-in frame down, or, not put it down, but put it to rest, and then try and get images, within sight of my frame. I've seen one already, actually, so I'm going to take this, but this is going to be like about 3 meters away from my bag. But I think the challenge is to make like a number of images from within sight. So this won't form part of the challenge, but it's a nice looking little image as is, which I'll pop up on screen in a second. It's only a leaf against some moss on a tree, sort of thing that I really love, though. It's very stormy today. The sky doesn't look it on here, but it is black. So I'm hoping we're going to get around without getting soaked. Anyway, I've got the Griswolds and Dexter with me as usual. We are thinking of getting a little travel cage for Chico, Sweden. I know. We are that sort of we are that silly. So that he can come with us. Let me know. Are such things as travel cages for budgies, are they a thing? And well, obviously they are, because you might need to take them to the vet. But does anybody else take their budgie for a walk, or would it just be us? I think I know the answer to that. Right, let's get this image. I've got my D700 with my macro lens, and I've got my XH2 with the 100 to 400. Interesting little bird down there. What is that? All right, we'll let's get this image anyway in the bag. Challenge or not, I think I'm quite happy with that. With that as a starter, within 2 yards of my frame, so just off the path. Got to be so careful here though, because the path is usually fine, but then the fringes are sometimes littered with dog excrement. Oh dear, some people just cannot clean up. There was like a flash of like a yellow bird. So I wonder it was a gold crest or something, or goldfish or whatever, I don't know. In the undergrowth, couldn't see it to get a picture of. But I will keep my eyes peeled just in case. We have been seeing the red kite around a lot lately. He hunts in the field to the front of our house quite a lot, so you can see him circling and then diving. So some poor creature has become a meal for a red kite. Hopefully, by the time I get to put this little video out, we'll have seen him again and get some footage of him. You never know. You never know. We'll try our best. Usually around about 4-ish, 4, half 4, you see him hunting, or her hunting, whichever one it is. Right. Let's try and catch up with the rest of the family who've left me behind as usual. You know, no patience. There's more evidence of spring approaching. Got the buds on this, is it willow? Yeah, look, you got like the catkins. Yeah, everything's starting to come back to life again after what's been a very, very long and very wet winter here. And daffodils starting to bloom, and you can see how stormy that sky looks beyond. Wow. Actually darker than that in reality. That would make for a nice landscape sky, wouldn't it? Right, we're almost at the Llansamlet Everglades. If you've seen any of these videos before, you know there's like a pond, no alligators. Well, I hope not, anyway. And I think this might be the place that I'm gonna park up and see if I can get my images. There's plenty of leaf litter, so there's a chance of like seeing one of those leaf images I enjoy so much. You've also got the margins of the pond, so there may be something there. And you've got the little bit of woodland the other side of the path. So I'm going to park up and see what my little eyes can see. Well, after a few minutes of looking, I found this bit of bracken on a carpet of moss, and there are some like fallen old catkins around. Don't really think this is lending anything, so I'll take that out of the way. But I think for a start, oh, there we are. Yeah, these always remind me of like dried fish bones. Right then, let's get this one in the bag, focusing on the piece of bracken, or the fish bone. Well, I think I've found another image without even moving at all. A few weeks back I photographed some catkins on these like sort of branches and twigs, but now they've been replaced with like some furry lichen type stuff. I'll turn you around. Now that might look alright. That'll involve, it's going to be tricky because that'll probably involve focus stacking, and it's moving because there's a very, very slight breeze. But we can have a go, that's all. See what happens. And I think I've just found image number 3. Spotted this little pattern of leaves, the kind of thing I like seeing, enjoy finding rather. It's not much to look at, but there are like some like decaying leaves, leaving that a lovely sort of lacy pattern. Don't know if you can see that, but we get a picture and have a fiddle about with it, and we might end up with something nice. You never know. It's just not going to win any awards. But I've got 3 images that I'm reasonably happy with. 2 from the exact same spot. Lucky, right? Let's get back home, get these on the computer, and see exactly what we've got. And if I see anything else on the way, we'll grab that as well. Well, here we are again, back from yet another largely unsuccessful photo outing. I met Simon's challenge insofar as I got 3 images, all from inside of my walking frame once I'd parked it. But the images all show just how difficult this sort of exercise is. Now, part of Simon's challenge was to learn how to see. Now, I don't think I'm too bad at seeing images others may pass by the very nature of me being so slow getting around, and struggling to balance and always staring at my feet as a result. But I never actually go out looking for them. They just sort of find me as much as I find them, really. And when I put pressure on myself, as I did for this challenge, I stop seeing and just look. There's a huge difference, believe me. Anyway, this is During the Meanwhile, the photography channel where we share the good and mainly the bad. So here are my 3 images. Right, before we begin though, I would have liked to have talked through the scenes on location, but such is the pain in my back, hips and legs right now that getting the shot was my priority and not dwelling too long in an uncomfortable position. I'd also preferred a frosty day or a foggy day, much like today, although this is wet and fog, or one with some early spring growth. But I didn't. But at least I got a day with soft, diffused light and no strong sunlight to make things, like extra complex. Get on with showing the pictures you'll get. I hear you cry. So I shall. Now, candidate number 1 is this piece of bracken laying on some moss. Now, I was quite excited about this when I saw it on the camera's LCD, but now, or in the viewfinder, but now it's just a shot of a leaf, and nothing more. I like the shape in the bracken. As I said on location, it reminds me of like an old dried fish bone, and laying on that soft carpet of clean moss along with the decaying catkins, I thought it resembled a finished plate of food, in my head anyway. Looking again, maybe there just isn't anything there, and my excitement was perhaps, heightened by the pressure I'd put on myself to see something, and we'll meet that foe again later on. Compare it with this other shot of bracken I took last autumn. Chalk and cheese, really. This one from the challenge isn't compositionally strong enough to hold your attention, and so isn't really worthy of inclusion, but here it is all the same. As I said, this is During the Meanwhile, so you get the bad with the good. Secondly, we have this image of some lichen growing on a hanging branch. Now, I decided to shoot this really close to the subject and with the lens wide open to give that lovely out of focus background look. But I had to focus bracket and took 8 shots from front to back of just the subject only, not of the background. And it's okay, no more. If only I could have shot this a couple of weeks ago when instead of lichen there were catkins galore. I think I'd have got a better image, something more akin, if you pardon the pun, to the shot I got last year. This one that's on there, that's on screen now with the magic bokeh ball. Now this image proved to be, not this one, but the one from the challenge, proved to be a stiff challenge indeed. There was a fair old breeze blowing, so it was a case of hoping to get all the bracketed frames reasonably well aligned, as well as manually moving the focal point in between. Technically, it was okay, but that's about as far as it goes as an actual image. There's no wow factor that such a subject and treatment would normally deserve. And lastly, this shot of some leaves is a typical me image. You've seen me shoot these loads of times. It's a 5-shot focus bracket and the sort of thing I see whenever I go out. What attracted me to this particular composition though were the 2 decaying lace-like leaves. I placed one on the left lower and one on the right upper third of my frame, and I think you can see for yourself that it doesn't really work. I think the leaves, they're competing for attention instead of complementing each other or providing, some sort of contrast. I think the image would have worked better were there just one leaf in shot, but I couldn't get that composition to work as just outside, just outside this frame, there was a load of mud and greenery, so I literally had centimeters to play with. Anyway, there are my 3 images, my own personal triptych, if you like. Did you ever go at Simon's challenge? Let me know and post a link to your images below if you did. They can't be any worse than mine. I think what this exercise proved to me is that if you're patient enough, images will present themselves to you. If you rush and put pressure on yourself to find them, particularly these more intimate scenes, then it's likely you'll end up like I did with, a set of compromises. I don't know though, maybe had I gone out on a different day or parked my frame somewhere else, I'd be talking triumphantly about 3 masterpieces right now. Although I seriously doubt it. Right then, until Tuesday, when I'm going to be looking at 3 classic heavy rock debut, sort of debut albums.
Till the day I die.